The biggest problem in our educational system today is the lack of equality. We have children in certain areas of our country that receive one degree of education, while children in the urban centers primarily receive another sort of education, one that is diminished and diluted. We have educational inequality.
We still have segregated education in America, not just in terms of one race being in one school and another being in another, but the standards are different. Invariably, when you have majority black, brown schools, they're lower standards.
I think that our biggest problem with our education system is that in different school districts, different states, the goalposts are in different locations. The kids are just not receiving the same quality of education that they do in certain districts.
One of the biggest problems with our education system today is bringing equality to the classrooms, that whether it's a child of color or whatever community they come from, that they are receiving the same quality of education, whether it's one state or the other, or whatever city it would be.
The standards should be equal across the board. Not in one state, we shouldn't have greater standards or higher standards than in another state.
We're failing our young people. They're graduating from school, being passed along without the proper training to live their life successfully.
This is a crisis. It is a serious crisis that must be addressed as expeditiously as possible. Hence, we are here launching the Faith in Education Coalition, a biblically based Christian coalition, multi-ethnic kingdom culture committed to raising the standards across the board. I believe higher standards serve as the antidote, primarily for ethnic children, minority children.
It's important that we are providing the highest quality education we can for all of our children. And when we look at the achievement gaps in America, we know that it's a poverty issue and it's a black and brown issue.
High expectations, high standards brings out the best in every child in our nation. And we must have that, because as far as I'm concerned, as our kids go, so goes the nation. Whenever the church gets involved, things happen and change. I mean, I know my father, Martin Luther King Jr., was the head of one of the preeminent movements for social change in the world. And it was faith leaders who led that movement. And so we need the faith community to get involved, and get involved directly.
What we're doing and what happened to is historical. I believe that this is going to mark a new beginning, especially for the minorities.
We're letting the parents know and the child know that their future is important to us, and that as faith believers, education is part of that vertical relationship that we have with the Lord.
People of faith carry the prophetic potential, the anointing to transform America's current educational reality. We very well carry the power to address the current educational melees. And we do it with the following understanding, that today's complacency is tomorrow's captivity, that there is no such animal as comfortable Christianity, and that truth can never and should never be sacrificed on the altar of political expediency.
I have a favorite saying, and that is, be a king and raise the standard. That's what we need in America.